Hello. Hi there, Spirit Medicine Ways familia. Welcome to 2021. Hello, for those of you who are visiting us for the first time. My name is Cristina Maria, Hummingbird Medicine. And for those of you who are back of the familia ways, hello. Welcome to 2021. It is beautiful to be here today to bring in this message for our world. And for our universe, Spirit Medicine Ways, just a little synopsis there, is a place, all things spirit, and that can include many, many things, as we're seeing now in the world of humanity that we've created. And it really focuses on that, what we understand as spirit medicine, and usually earth spirit wisdoms, curanderismo, shamanism, and spirit medicine, as I said, and indigenous traditional medicine ways. And our focus is really bringing humanity to the essence of its divinity through all the aspects that the wise ones, usually the poderosos of nature, and the spirit world within us and without, through their support and their guidance. So there's a little sage for us to put forth. It's very nice to be here. It's been a while. It is our first video and it'll be short. But there was a real desire to come through and to visit with you and to bring forth the medicine of how we'll be coming into 2021. This time in the U.S., we're in the U.S. right now, that's where I'm based, has been a really interesting turn for us, and with the world, with the coronavirus reality. It has really shifted the way humans understand the world and the way everyday things are done, our daily life. And that's why when we really stay and gather and collect and really be steady, and we'll talk about that word, and with these practices that have been in our ancestry and our lines, in our blood, and our knowing always, they really help us through this process, right? And they help us be in our essence and in our fullness and in our understanding while we continue to engage with that around us. And shamanism and spirit medicine is always coming from the place of what I do within is also what I express without. So really important that what we understand as the gifting and receiving, which is understood as reciprocity. So always coming in, when we go into these realms, we are always going in for thyself as thy community. It's always a shared experience, and that's something we really want to put forth in 2021 in the message that came through. We work a lot with moon wisdom, and yesterday was our new moon in Capricorn, actually on the eastern coast, 12 a.m. this morning, 1:13, and in the Pacific coast, hola, and in the Pacific coast, it was 9 p.m., 1:12. And Capricorn really brings us a nice steadiness to start out with some short-term things that we could put into place and a playfulness. And if you know me well, from all my life, I believe in the play as a real good medicine for the way of our hearts and our souls, and to really express ourselves in a healthy, full essence here. Any age, right? This is free of human age. So that was this morning for us at 12 a.m. And our last full moon was Sagittarius. Cancer, was on the 29th, and we had a beautiful fire ceremony that was during Yule, right, the end of the year. And then we had our Sagittarian, our December, our Sagittarian new moon that came in with, that was around the 14th. And that was when we work on the new moons, our wisdom. And so that new moon intention that I will share now, that wanted to come in for our community, really manifested very quickly. when we start working with moon wisdom, and maybe we'll do something on that if that's something we're looking for, we really start to see the manifestation of things in very practical terms. In my experience, in the experience of working with these energies now for a little bit, close to a decade. So the message that manifested through was my personal intention, and now it's become a collective intention, and now it's in this moon cycle, right? So new moon in Sagittarius around the time of La Guadalupe, if you follow the Virgin of the Guadalupe and that medicine, and the gateway of 1212 that we just had was on the 14th, and that was the new moon in Sagittarius, and that's when I put forth this intention. Manifested very quickly, really beautifully, and then now it's back here to kind of steady it in. So the message is, I trust and clearly see the big picture. I easily put all the details into action, and I easily see and follow it through. So the beautiful part of that, right, was that then it later came with the spirit power animals, right? We call them power animals. They're power animals because they usually dwell in the lower realms. We'll do some of this, right? So in spirit medicine, which I call it everything, there's our upper realms, which are our celestial knowing. Then there's our lower realms, which is the depths, our roots, the core of the earth, also known as the underworld, depending where you're looking at. And then there's this middle world right here, what you and I are doing right now, right? And so it started to bring in the power animals, usually lie there, but there are many allies, right, in our celestial realm that can look in animal form. So I think it's a big part of now is seeing bigger, right? Hence this intention. So I repeat the intention, and this is something that I really invite our earthly people, our humanos, ser humanos, to think about it. And if it really calls to you, to really put it in place. And I want to say that I think it's going to latch and it's going to support the ride forward. So I trust and clearly see the big picture like eagle, right? Eagle's large, vast, it sees through. It doesn't get lost in the mundane. It's very large, its wings are vast, and it goes through, sees its prey, and it goes, right? Darts, right? So very big. Secondly, I easily put all the details into action. That's very mouse-like. We just came from the year of the rat in 2020 from the Chinese calendar. So now we're in the year of the ox, but when we use mouse is able to move through very, very clearly, free of any, like it goes in, it runs its labyrinth, bam. So that's the energy of mouse. And lastly, I easily see and follow it through. Hummingbird. I'm a little particular to hummingbird because that's my medicine, right? But there's something to hummingbird that has a tenacity to it, that has an ability. Hummingbird is the only bird that can move forward, backwards, side to side, all in like 100 minutes, right? So the ability for it to go from its flower to flower while pollinating and moving, it shows its ability to see and follow through. So I'm going to repeat that. So the message for us is I trust, and trust is a big one that just came in today, and I realized that that's something that humanity is really learning from a core centered place. I trust and clearly see the big picture, eagle. I easily put all the details into action, mouse. And I easily see and follow it through, hummingbird. May that be blessedly for you and received and do as it does. Another beautiful being, a power animal that came through for us into this time is horse. Horse has been coming through since the end of the year, and I didn't really understand, right? We're in the year of the ox, so I was really curious. Horse, I work with horse. I work a lot with Pegasus. I work a lot with unicorn. Horse is there, and I'll use it. You know, I have my horse students. They were gifted. have some horse regalia, say, and I'll do it. But it was really interesting how it came in, and it came in for steadiness. Steadiness. So, what is steadiness? Steadiness is an ability to move free of being thrown off, right? When we're in the wood, which hopefully we're getting back more of it because we're seeing the value of it, right? When we're in the wood, and the reason these animals became captive and so quickly domesticated was because of their value in the earth plane, as well as then later on in the spirit realm, right? The horse has a steadiness to it, that it goes and it can ride, and it can ride in a very poised way, gracefully, consistently, all through. So bringing in the energy of horse in that form and really utilizing it to bring you steadily through and bring us steadily through this experience that is very real and very individual and very collective, right? Very personal as well as very collective, right? So that's why we come to these medicine ways to support us, and the medicine of horse will support, right? And so I have a nice reading here from Louine's Almanac, the date book, 2014 and 2015, like 6-7 years ago, right? We're doing those cycles. So it's really, really beautiful. And it says the trust of horse. And I remember this coming in as a reading that wanted to be shared. So I want to read this part. The connection between horse and rider is a form of magic. Myths of centuries were inspired by how a horse and human could act as one being. And there's a oneness that we're really being called to right now in a way that's still to be showing itself. And it's those of us working very much with the light and high realms as well as the depths of the lower realms are really bringing forth this idea of coming together, and the earth is doing it itself. Humanity is doing it itself because it is our path of the soul, as our one soul of the human soul, which is the essence of the collective. So the two must trust each other deeply. Trust here again, right? The almost supernatural mutual understanding is critical, whether during a race, rounding up cattle, or the fine art of dressing. The trust extends to horse spirits and others who act as guides. So horses teach us about respect, right? And they also teach us the importance of traveling in the wholeness and the oneness. And horse has intelligence, it has grace, and it has an immense speed, right? So with the steadiness, which really came in first, and this is by Lupa, very wise writer for our Blessed Louis. If we stay with the steadiness, then we shall bring it through. So many blessings on that aspect. I wanted to give us a little gift on that, the message that was coming through. We look forward to doing more stuff. We're going to do a little bit of drumming just to bring in that horse steadiness and to really bring in this vision, this message of I trust and clearly see the big picture, eagle. I easily put all the details into the action, mouse, and I easily see and follow it through, hummingbird. This is how we do. So let's also bring in the energy of horse. We do a little drum since that's what we do. Welcome to the blessed candle there that's illuminating our way for all of our days and for this essence to really come us in as a people, as a human, recognizing we are one and our diversity is our strength. And it is always free of one way. It is always, always, right? ALLWAYS, 2 words, and then ALWAYS, 1 word. Ohan, Mateo. May we receive and blessed be. many blessings. And the blessing of horse and the steadiness of it and its grace and intelligence be with us all throughout this year and always. May we call upon it in the times that are nearing, that are going to unsteady us. Energy and the wisdom and the wise vision of our blessed one eagle to see larger, and our wise small ways of mouse to take us through in the finite knowing of what it does, and that energy of hummingbird to allow us to see and follow it through with ease, grace, and a lot of sweetness in all that we do. Un Mateo, and seeing you soon.